All right. Welcome back, everyone, to our deep dive this week.
Yeah.
You guys seem super interested in the Egyptian trading community.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd really dig into some of the highlights of the past week from, Ticks and Picks.
Great source.
Yeah, our favorite source.
Yeah.
Lots going on.
It has been a busy week.
It has been a busy week globally. Big interest rate decisions. Obviously, the Egyptian stock market.
Yeah, always lots going on there.
Always something.
Yeah.
And then some major company announcements.
Absolutely.
So buckle up because we're going to go through everything. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll be well equipped to kind of navigate these waters.
You got it.
So let's kick it off with some global economic tremors because there's been a lot going on.
Yeah, we got two big players kind of going in opposite directions.
Right. The Fed and the ECB.
Exactly.
So the U.S. Federal Reserve, they surprised some folks. They decided not to cut rates this time.
Yeah, a lot of people were expecting that.
Yeah. They're saying inflation is still too high.
Yeah.
It's between 4.5 and 4.75%.
Right. They want to get it down to that 2% target.
That 2% target, and it's just not budging.
Not quite yet.
Meanwhile, over in Europe, the European Central Bank, they went ahead and cut rates by 0.25%.
Yep, so now they're at 3%.
3%?
Yeah.
They're trying to, juice the economy a little bit. They're only projected to grow 0.7% in 2024.
That's a little bit anemic.
Yeah, a little weak.
So we've got the Fed pumping the brakes and the ECB hitting the gas a little bit.
Exactly opposite approaches.
So what's interesting is how these decisions could affect Egypt.
Right.
If the Fed keeps rates high, it could make the U.S. look like a better investment.
Yeah, pull money away from, emerging markets.
Exactly. And that could mean a weaker Egyptian pound.
Right.
And maybe even higher borrowing costs for businesses over there.
Okay, so everybody listening, we got to keep an eye on the Fed's December meeting.
Big one.
Big one.
Mm-hmm.
Big one, because that could really have some ripple effects. Okay, well, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Egypt specifically.
Okay.
Looks like inflation's finally easing up a little.
Oh, good.
It dropped to 25.5% in November.
Okay.
Down from 26.5 in October. So
a little bit of relief there.
a little bit of relief, but fuel prices, they're still climbing.
Yeah, that's tough.
And the Egyptian pound just crossed the EGP 50 per U.S. dollar mark.
Wow.
So
That's a big psychological barrier.
it is. And the government has this ambitious goal of hitting 10% inflation by the end of the next fiscal year.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah. I'm not sure how they're going to do it.
It's a bold goal for sure.
It is a bold goal.
They could try some tax policies or maybe subsidies, or even some monetary policy adjustments.
All of those things could really shake things up.
They could, and any move they make is going to impact investors and businesses.
For sure. For sure. Okay, well, speaking of big government moves,
What else they got up their sleeve?
they announced this plan to list 10 state-owned companies in 2025.
Oh,
So Watania and Safi are going to be the first ones that are supposed to hit the market mid-year.
okay.
And then there's others like Banque du Caire.
Uh-huh.
So,
So they're really looking to bring in that private sector investment.
yeah, they need that.
It's a big deal,
It is.
I mean, this creates opportunities, but also some risks.
Right,
Certain sectors are definitely going to feel the impact more than others.
for sure.
We really need to see how this all plays out,
Yeah. Right.
So I think the key for anyone listening is to really look at the fundamentals of these companies.
Yeah, don't just jump in.
Exactly. Do your homework.
Do your homework. Okay. Well, let's get into some specific companies that were making headlines this week.
Okay, let's do it.
So Ezz Steel, they announced their decision to delist from the stock exchange.
Wow.
And they're offering minority shareholders a buyout between EGP 108 and EGP 120 per share.
Okay.
So
Delisting, that's a big move.
what's their end game?
Exactly. What are they up to?
Yeah, sometimes it means like a restructuring.
Mm-hmm. Could be a sale.
A sale.
Yeah. I think you really need to dig into their financials and see what's going on there.
Okay.
Try to understand their motives.
All right, next up we have Raya Holding.
Okay.
They provisionally accepted Africa 50's bid for a 42.9% stake in their data center services arm.
Okay.
The goal here is to fund a $15 million data center project.
That's interesting. Data centers are a hot market right now.
They are.
And this acquisition could put Raya Holding in a really good spot.
Prime position.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And last but not least, we have Abu Qir Fertilizers.
Okay.
They're investing $100 million to increase plant capacity by 10%.
Wow.
They're targeting both local and export markets.
So they're seeing strong demand both domestically and internationally?
Yeah.
That's great.
It is, this could really boost their market share
For sure.
and help them compete.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do a quick market recap.
All right.
So the EGX 30 started the week strong. It hit 31,233 points,
Okay.
but then it dipped to 30,795, ending the week with a 0.1% drop.
Small drop, but still a drop.
Small drop. Key levels to watch here. Resistance at 31,200
Okay.
and support at 30,500.
All right.
So if it breaks through that 31,200 resistance,
Could be a good sign.
could be a good sign for an upward trend.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right. The EGX 70 tested its resistance at 8,650 early in the week,
Okay.
but then it dropped to support at 8,450, and it wrapped up at 8,575 points.
Okay.
So a slight 0.1% increase.
Not bad.
Not bad.
So a little bit of a mixed bag this week.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, we had some ups and downs.
We did.
I think it really reflects this cautious optimism that's out there right now. You know, there are a lot of domestic and global factors that could really shake things up in the coming weeks.
Yeah, keep an eye on everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's not forget about gold.
Oh, yeah. Gold's been on a tear.
It is global prices surged to 2,726 per ounce.
Wow.
And Egypt's 24-karat gold price jumped from EGP 4,279 to EGP 4,439 per gram.
So people are really flocking to gold right now.
They are.
That's that classic safe haven play, right?
Yeah.
When there's uncertainty in the world, people turn to gold.
It's shiny.
Yeah, exactly.
And the strengthening U.S. dollar is also playing a role.
Especially with it hitting EGP 51.11.
Yeah.
So, you know, gold, it might be something to consider.
If you're looking for a safe haven?
Yeah, exactly. As part of a balanced portfolio.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot today.
We did.
Global trends, Egyptian market movements, and some key company updates.
Yep. Hopefully everyone listening feels a little bit smarter about the Egyptian market.
Yes.
Yeah.
All thanks to Ticks and Picks.
Great resource.
Awesome resource.
Yeah.
So as you dive deeper into all this, ask yourself this.
Okay, I like it.
With the data center market booming like it is, do you think Raya Holding's move signals a bigger trend in the Egyptian market?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Is that a sector that you want to explore further?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we need to do another deep dive.
I think so too.
All right, well, stay tuned to Ticks and Picks for, continued insights and in-depth analysis.
Always the best source.
Always the best source.
Yeah.
Until next time.
See ya.
See you, man.
See ya.